Hey guys, I wanted to give you a little encouragement that if you don't get results within 2 weeks, you are not necessarily doing it wrong. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It just means that maybe you're not addressing something, or it means that it wasn't time yet. You, again, don't control the timing in general. That is the universe's job. That is part of the how. The when is part of the how, and that is usually the universe. If you want to believe that's a limiting belief, fine, fight it. I just give in. I don't fight those collaborative or collective large beliefs such as attachment and timing because they're in place. I have tried to turn them around. I haven't been able to. That means it's big enough that millions of people would have to manifest the same thing. Maybe we could turn around, maybe not. Maybe it's not a limiting belief. Who cares? Don't care. Don't fight it. We're trying to do the not fighting to let it in, right? The more we fight something, the more we're in a resistance. So let things come in and accept as is. Accept that there is attachment. Accept that there is a limiting belief around attachment. Accept that there's a limiting belief around timing and when. I don't care what you have to do to soothe your mind, but do it because that is a shortcut. That's a loophole. I've learned lots of loopholes from Amy over the years. And that is one of them. Just accept it as it is and don't fight it. But again, if you don't get results within 2 weeks, it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. You may want to start doing the 4-step system that I teach because that will actually tell you where you're at in the manifesting process. And it can help you a lot and make you feel better. And it probably will get you results, but not maybe in 2 weeks because for big manifestations, that is big. If you're not in alignment with it, it might take a little bit. And a little bit, I mean, maybe a couple months, but it shouldn't take years. If you are manifesting something for years, there usually is a reason why this hasn't happened, and that's usually attachment or resistance. And sometimes orchestration takes that long, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time, it doesn't take that long. But again, usually it's resistance or attachment that we haven't addressed properly yet. So do my 4 steps or book a session with me. I can help you. But again, if you are not getting results in 2 weeks, don't get it into your head that you're doing something wrong. Also, rattling down affirmations all day, every day is not going to make you feel good. None of my clients have said it makes them feel good. As a matter of fact, they all get burned out. I did it for a whole year, almost a whole year. And I got so burned out. I felt awful. I was in resistance. I was ignoring all my emotions. I was so attached to everything. It didn't work at all. It made me feel worse. So rattling down affirmations is something I don't support. You want to get into the end result feeling, and 2 weeks is not enough time to usually, sometimes a shift takes weeks alone. So once you shift, then you go into old energy, right? And then eventually you'll show up. But 2 weeks is often not enough time to get a result. So if you're doing something for 2 weeks and you don't receive results, change it to make yourself feel better, but don't assume that you're doing something wrong just because someone tells you did something wrong. 2 weeks is not a lot of time. Most manifestations for me take more than 2 weeks, unless I'm already in alignment with it, and then I already have it, right? I'm already in alignment with it, therefore I can push it out faster. But when you're not in alignment with something, you have to align with it, and that alone takes weeks sometimes or months. So don't stress about it. You're not doing it necessarily wrong. But again, do the 4 steps. They will tell you where you're at, and that's very helpful. Again, I get a lot of clients that say, oh, I was told that if I affirm, that in 2 weeks, if I don't get it right, that I'm doing something wrong. Well, maybe, but maybe you also just don't feel good and whatever you're doing isn't working for you. Doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It just means it's not working for you. So switch it up. Maybe listen to a couple of my videos and book a session, and maybe then we can help you move on, because usually you're stuck. When you are hyper-focusing on a subject such as P or money, very common, then you just have a lot of resistance or attachment or both, and you're just kind of feeling stuck. That's why when I teach you these 4 steps, I want you to start manifesting everything else with this too. I want you to find other things to manifest so you can trust the process, because then when the shift happens and the opposite occurs of what you want, then you freak out. But then you can soothe yourself with saying, okay, I know this process works. This is the right step. I'm doing it right, probably. I think I'm okay. So you're keeping your faith up. Again, 2 weeks is not enough. Just feel better. Do something to make you feel better. If affirmations burn you out, rattling them down all day, every day, then stop doing it. Do my process. I do use affirmations. I know I say a lot that I don't like affirmations for manifesting. I use them in combination with feeling the end result and visualization. So I don't just do one thing, I do multiple things because it's more effective and it makes me feel better. But I do not rattle down affirmations. I only do that when I change an actual belief or a habit. That's when I use the rattling of affirmations because I'm fighting back that subconscious that constantly triggers me. But for manifesting itself, I don't do the rattling down of affirmations because they make me frustrated and they keep me attached and they don't make me feel good. So again, if you don't get results within 2 weeks, don't take it personally. Manifesting is a very impersonal process. Do the steps that I teach you guys. My manifesting video is called Manifesting Steps, and then the other one is called Focus Work and Why I Sometimes Don't Feel Like Doing It. Those two are really important. So start watching those two. Book a session with me so we can work through this. Sometimes we get stuck and we can't see where we're stuck, and that's okay. Happens with me all the time. But you're probably doing it right. Maybe you're just not addressing something. Maybe you're just not finding the resistance or attachment, right? So book a session. I can help. Have a good day. Oh, just because you don't get results in 2 weeks doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. Bye.